You son of a bitch.
So Christmas just ended, and every single year I buy myself a bunch of retro games as a present to myself. Because I do feel that everybody deserves to buy themselves something at least once a year to keep yourself sane. And if you have a retro game addiction like myself, and if you have an addiction to collecting, that is the perfect time to do it and not feel bad about it. So I'm going to show you what I got. I got some real good Boxing Day deals. Buy one, get one 50% off, and they were already priced well as is at the local mom and pop shop that I go to. So let's start the list. Start the countdown. They're all back there hidden. I'm gonna go through the list. I've been wanting this one for a long time. Cruisin' Exotica. N64. Very underrated. The whole Cruisin' USA series. Some of the best racing games I've ever played. I really, really enjoy the Cruisin' USA series. And there's 3 of them on the N64. I own 2. I'm missing one. Wipeout 64. N64. Now, I'll admit I've never played it. I really hope it's 2-player. It should be 2-player. I only ever played Wipeout the original and Wipeout 2, I believe, as well for PS1. And never touched Wipeout 64. I said, hey, you know what? Let's give it a go. Got a couple more bad boys. Ooh, we're getting into the good stuff. Super Nintendo. Demolition Man, based on the movie with Dennis Rodman and Sylvester Stallone. The movie is underrated, and so is Dennis Rodman's acting career. Underrated. Very underrated acting career. I wish he had gone on longer. The game is also very underrated. Sega Genesis version, much better. If you have to get this game, get the Sega Genesis version. First level, just so you know a little bit about this game. It does start off as a side-scroller, very similar to Judge Dredd. Probably looks like it was developed by the same developers based on the game style. But then it goes into like this top-down Soldier of Fortune type game, True Lies type of game. Also 2 underrated gems. Next game, Super Nintendo again. Blues Brothers, mint condition. Blues Brothers, Super Nintendo. Now, this game recently appeared on my radar. I rented this when I was younger, and I didn't enjoy it. It was kind of a wasted rental at the time when I was little. And it just kind of popped into my mind again recently, and I just said, hey, you know what? Like, let me just go YouTube this and check it out and watch some reviews. And then I found out it's 2-player. It's 2-player co-op. And I watched a couple of the co-op videos and saw the Blues Brothers simultaneous co-op. I said, hey, man, I'm always looking for co-op games. So even if it turns out to be not that great, if it's co-op, it automatically gets a couple extra bonus points. Next game, RoboCop versus Terminator. Conditions, not too bad. It does have a scuff at the back. Again, Sega Genesis version is better if you have to pick one, but it is a great game. I'm surprised it's not worth more. Terminator for the Sega Genesis is also a really good game. A lot of these games I do buy more than one copy. If it's a good game, I will personally own both the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis version. All right, three more bad boys. Mario Paint. It was free. Didn't even have to pay for it, so I'll take it. Hyperkin sells a Mario Paint mouse, which is 100 times better than the original, and it is a laser mouse. Phantom 2040. This is a hidden gem. It is a side-scrolling platform action game, but again, Sega Genesis version is better. I'm a Super Nintendo fanboy, but sometimes Sega had the better versions. And I believe the reason why Sega was better in Phantom 2040 is because the enemies respawn in this version, if I remember correctly. And in the Sega Genesis version, the enemies do not respawn. I prefer them not to respawn. That game is a Metroidvania style game, ish, level based. Lots of weapons, lots of gadgets, very good game. Last one, believe it or not, The Rocketeer, Super Nintendo. It's dirty as hell at the back, so I certainly got gypped, but it was only $10. Plus, if you buy it, you get the next one half off. The reason I got it, it's a well-known crappy game, but once you pass the first stage, the levels get better. You have to beat the first level for the game to get better. So it's actually not as bad as people say. It's not that bad. Check it out, buy it, YouTube it, whatever. It's not as bad as people say. And there's one final hidden gem that I got. 2-player co-op. CIB, Complete Inbox T2, the arcade game for Sega Genesis. As far as I know, there's no slowdown on the Genesis. It's not that bad of a game, to be honest. It really isn't that bad. I do recommend it, but only the Sega Genesis version, yet again. Which seems weird. Super Nintendo fanboy. That being said, I will never stop collecting until the day that I die. Whether I play the games or not doesn't matter. Whether I even own a TV, you don't need to know. Whose business is that? Maybe I don't own a TV. Maybe I've been trying to buy a TV for the last 2 years and I still don't have one. But maybe I'll get one soon.